At the heart of Saudi Arabia's football takeover lies a plan, Vision 2030, an ambitious initiative by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to diversify the kingdom's economy, reducing its dependence on oil by investing in tourism, sports and entertainment. Football is a key pillar, not just for sport, but for global influence. This is not just about goals. It's about geopolitics, branding, and soft power. By turning Saudi Arabia into a global sporting hub, the kingdom is reshaping its global image, and football is their favourite vehicle. Enter the Saudi Pro League. Once a quiet regional competition, now it's front-page news. In 2023 alone, Saudi clubs spent over $1 billion to attract top footballers. Cristiano Ronaldo joined Al Nassr. Neymar signed with Al Hilal. Benzema moved to Al Ittihad. This isn't just big money, it's strategic investment. The Pro League is building a product, an elite football show, watched globally, funded by the state. They want TV rights, international fans, stadium branding. Saudi Arabia is turning football into a business venture that pays attention to every revenue stream.
Oh wait, we've seen this before, haven't we? The Chinese Super League also splashed the cash. Oscar, Hulk, Tevez, big names, big wages. And yet, within a few years, it collapsed. Clubs went bankrupt. Viewership declined. Players left. Was it all a bubble? That's the question being asked now. Is Saudi Arabia repeating the same mistake? Or is their strategy different?
The difference lies in structure and ambition. Saudi Arabia's football revolution isn't just about clubs. It's part of a nationwide investment machine, backed by the Public Investment Fund, one of the richest sovereign wealth funds in the world. This fund owns clubs like Al Hilal and Al Nassr. It also owns Newcastle United in England. It funds Live Golf. It's investing in esports. This is not just sport. It's a global brand strategy. Critics call it sports washing. Supporters call it economic genius. But one thing is clear, Saudi Arabia isn't just playing the game. They're owning the field. Now Europe is feeling the pressure. Clubs like Chelsea, PSG and Liverpool are losing players, not to Barcelona or Bayern, but to clubs in the Middle East. And it's not just aging stars. Ruben Neves, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. These are players in their prime. For the first time in decades, Europe is not the only elite destination for footballers. Money talks, and Saudi Arabia has plenty of it. The traditional balance of power is shifting, not from England to Spain, but from Europe to Asia. Saudi Arabia isn't slowing down. They're bidding to host the 2034 FIFA World Cup. They're investing in youth academies, training centres and stadiums. They're launching their own football production companies and streaming platforms. This isn't a short-term play. This is a 10-year plan to make Saudi Arabia a football superpower, on and off the pitch. And if they succeed, the global football landscape will never look the same again. As we approach the end of this journey into Saudi Arabia's deep involvement in football, it's time to step back and reflect. Not just on the headlines or the transfer numbers, but on the bigger picture, the philosophy behind it all, and what it means for the very soul of the game. Football, for over a century, has been more than just a sport. It's been a social unifier, a cultural heartbeat, a symbol of working-class identity, and a stage for underdog stories and community pride. But today, in the modern era, it's also undeniably a business, a colossal billion-dollar global industry where marketing, investment, and media rights sometimes seem more important than trophies, tactics, or even tradition. Saudi Arabia's arrival at the center of this ecosystem raises both admiration and alarm. On one hand, their investment has revived clubs, increased global visibility, and given fans in the Middle East a sense of pride and representation that has long been absent in global football. For decades, football-centric nations in Asia, Africa, and the Arab world were spectators of the European theatre, watching their stars migrate westward. Now, for the first time, the magnetism has reversed, and players are heading east. In this sense, the Saudi movement represents a kind of decolonization of football, where wealth and influence no longer flow in only one direction. But on the other hand, this shift forces us to question, at what cost does this transformation come? There's a debate that divides fans, journalists, and even players. Some argue that the influx of money is a lifeline, breathing new energy and opportunities into football beyond its traditional centres. Others believe it's a distortion, where sporting merit is replaced by economic power, and where competition gives way to convenience. Can a league built in months truly foster the culture, rivalries, and legacy that took Europe decades to establish? Can something so new and so driven by wealth? In the new world of football finance, money talks louder than ever. Saudi Arabia has entered the game, not just to compete, but to dominate. They're not buying football. They're building their own version of it. A new empire is rising, not in Madrid, not in Milan, but in the Middle East. And the world is watching.